would like to take a few minutes now and address the issue of professional development and organizational development in the beginning of the 21st century. A couple of years ago, I was on a trip to Qatar in the Middle East, and this long haul flight, sometimes you have to stop along the way. And so I had to spend one night in Japan, and as it is usually the case when I'm around, I invite former students to have dinner with me, at least those who are available. And that one night in Tokyo, that's what I did. And so a group of former students of mine came. We had a delightful time together. And afterwards, I was very interested in learning about their professional life and their activities and their perspectives. And in talking to them, they young professionals, at the beginning of their career, they were telling me of some of the challenges they were facing. And I told them, well, you're young and there are plenty of opportunities. This is a global economy now, and there are opportunities abounding all over. And one of those former students, one of my best students, in fact, he said, "Oh, but Dr. Martins, we're in Asia." And I remember that particular statement, the tone of his voice, as indicating something like, well, what could we possibly have to do? And I recall in my years working in Brazil, the same thing. Well, this is Brazil, we're Brazilians, what could we possibly do? And well, it so happens, and what I told those former students of mine in Tokyo that evening is what I would like to share with you now, is that today we live in an environment in which opportunities really abound. And in spite of the normal, and the expected cycles of the economy, booms and busts and so on, overall, over the long term, especially as we see now the interconnected nature of economies around the world, and being in an information-driven environment, we can see that the words of English poet John Donne from the 16th century have indeed been verified when he said, "No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main." And these words clearly describe the environment in which we're living today. No organization is an island. No professional can afford to behave like an island, isolated from the main. So we are in a period in which we see historically unprecedented, as far as recorded history is, unprecedented level of interconnectedness among national economies. And so in this information-driven state, events taking place in faraway nations fairly often can impact, and especially the negative ones do impact, organizations and individuals on the other side of the planet. So, as we consider this environment, I would like to share a couple of statements here, a couple of insights, perhaps, should say, about this environment. In particular, in relation to the influence of Asia in this process, in the historical process. First of all, I've been saying for a little while now that the 21st century will happen in Asia. In fact, we might as well say that the 21st century is happening in Asia. What I mean by that is that Asia seems to be exerting a great deal of influence. I call it Asian-centric gravity waves, Asian-centric gravity waves that are attracting people to Asia. This is nothing new. It has happened before. Back in the 13th century, Europe was mesmerized by the accounts of the wonders that merchant explorer Marco Polo and Jesuit Matteo Ricci had seen in Asia, particularly in China. They were mesmerized by that. And today we see similar things happening. Now, it's true that there has been, at that time, there was, in 13th, 14th century, 15th, 16th century, a great deal of trade going on. And lucrative partnerships have been established by European merchants, especially in India and China and Japan. And later, when European powers, European governments, especially monarchies, became more aware of the potential for massive wealth, then colonial processes took place. And these partnerships, mercantile partnerships, then were supplanted by colonial interests when England, Spain, for example, took over India and the Philippines, just respectively as an example. And today we see these partnerships being developed again. You find even in popular culture this attraction towards Asia. It seems that it's more than just a pop culture. It's more than just Asian food. It's more than just Asian entertainment. Yeah, there is Japanese animes. Yeah, there are martial arts movies and so on. But it's more than that. People are actually taking it very, very seriously. They want to decorate their homes with Asian motifs. They want to dress with Asian-inspired clothes and fabrics and so on. That's why I call this Asian-centric gravity waves, this attraction towards Asia. And people are interacting with Asia with a certain level of respect that probably 100 years ago we would not have found. And so we see these partnerships being established again, and this time there is no colonial interest behind it. It's purely the profit motive. But the profit motive has no expectations of domination. Because there is this awareness also that there is immense profits to be made, such immense profits that there should be enough profits to go around. So this would be mutually profitable to all parties concerned. And so, because of the state of affairs, and this by no means is an exhaustive analysis, it's just a superficial analysis just for the purpose of our conversation here, professionals aspiring to thrive in this century and organizations aspiring to thrive in this 21st century will have at some point to either work in Asia or will have to engage in extensive interactions with Asian organizations. All other things being equal, we can make this, we can have this expectation at this point. And so the idea of looking at Asia carefully and having an interest in learning more about it and establishing partnerships and establishing channels of communication with Asia is extremely important for both professionals and organizations at this time period. Now allow me